Since 1989, Freedom Resource Center has been providing services and advocacy for folks with disabilities in the Red River Valley, with locations in Fargo, Fergus Falls, Wahpeton, Lisbon, and Jamestown. Freedom is able to serve people in 21 counties spread across North Dakota and Minnesota. Freedom's mission is to provide services to help people with disabilities live more independently. With that goal in mind, along with the broader vision of seeing people with disabilities being equal and valued members in society, it's clear this kind of work is far more than just a job. It's a calling, and something Executive Director Nate Allgaard takes personally.
Well, I guess the story starts in 1977. I was involved in a car wreck. I broke my neck and I spent several months in the hospital. So all of a sudden, I'm a member of this People with Disability Club, and I realized that the world really isn't working for me. There's all kinds of physical barriers, there's attitude barriers, and that really bothered me. I felt like a second-class citizen, and so what I really tried to do here is let's try and change that picture. We don't care about how much money you have, or where you live, or how old you are, or what kind of a disability you have. And all they need to do is to come here and say, I have some sort of a disability, I have something I want to accomplish, and if we can provide that, we will.
I went through an employment issue where I was a dining assistant at a nursing home, and suddenly they cut my position, and they were going to move me into a dishwasher position, which is not a very good environment for people that have breathing trouble or issues because of the heat, the humidity. But thanks to Freedom, they empowered me to stand up for myself. And my God, that was an awesome moment. I wouldn't be where I am today without Freedom, period.
I met Jerry from Freedom Resources through a mutual friend who suggested that they might be helpful as my sister and I were trying to consider how to bring my mom into my home. Her health is pretty good on most fronts, but she's not particularly mobile. We just knew that she would benefit from being in a home she was familiar with and being with a cat. He gave me resources in terms of buying our own ramps. But what was particularly useful to us was knowing that we could borrow ramps. We didn't know if we'd be able to manage her here, so the fact that we could test it out was absolutely crucial to being able to bring her into the house. It's not easy to care for an aging parent, but it is kind of the best thing that we could have done for her.
What Freedom does goes beyond just advocacy and assistance. It's about bringing people together through different programs and events.
We have one called the Art of Freedom, and to me it's my favorite because you're bringing something like art that is something that anyone can connect to Freedom Resource Center. We're trying to help people that have a disability express some of their experiences and in a way have art be that channel when they can be free in a way. There's one that is ongoing, which is the mentorship. Usually if, let's say, someone is more experienced with the disability they have and someone sadly maybe recently had an accident or just got diagnosed that they have this disability, usually we're trying to match so that mentor can really guide them into those first trials and those first steps that are sometimes very hard because you feel alone, you're like, no one can understand what I'm going through. So I'm a firm believer in how mentorship is important and how visualization usually helps. When you see someone that is doing what you're trying to do, it really helps.
It can vary, whether they have just slight issues with needing a little bit of guidance with going out and about, or it can be more of like, hey, can you help me with other stuff,
Not being shy.
Yeah, and just trying to work on different skills, like whether it's at home or grocery lists, trying to be there if the person needs help.
Just being interactive.
And to really feel like they're not shunned from everyone in the world. Like, there's still someone who will listen, someone who cares. And slowly but surely, depending on the type of person, you know, say, I got you, your back, I won't walk in front of you or behind you, but I will walk right next to you.
In addition to the mentorship program, one of the more widely used programs is the Independent Living Skills classes, which help teach the skills needed to thrive while living independently. Ty and Holly took a class after finishing high school to help them get ready for adult life.
I'm more confident in myself now.
It might have been harder to know what to do when you don't have the class that was taught the way to do it.
It's helped me get my own apartment.
So bills first and everything else last.
With a compassionate and purpose-driven staff, Freedom Resource Center is equipped with the tools to help you take the first step toward freedom of your own.
Where if you don't know where to start, if you have a disability-related issue, question, or if it's for yourself or your family, call us first. We'll help you sort through that. Figure out, okay, what do you really want to accomplish, and how can we make that happen?
Whether it's advocacy or assistance, classes or careers, if you're prepared to start living the life you want to live, Freedom Resource Center is here and ready to help.